this is Adam coming at you with the Archery headquarters out in Chandler, Arizona. I want to talk today about the new Mathews Halon bow. We got it in yesterday in 6-inch brace height. Initial thoughts right off the bat visually. Limbs look kind of like from the Wake series, the riser kind of from the No Cam series. It kind of morphed together, which made for a really awesome bow. 30 inches axle to axle, IBOs of 345 at the 6-inch brace height, which what this bow is. And we, one of the things we immediately noticed was how wide the limbs were, just like very much so on the Wake. What that does is provide a lot of torsional stability for the shop, which is awesome in conjunction with the way they run their yoke system on the 2-cam bows from Mathews. There's no camling in the bow with this yoke system, so hand position is very crucial on this kind of bow and this kind of setup, which is kind of really neat. The grip also reminds me a lot of a custom feel, kind of what a lot of guys were doing with ripping off the grips in the past. That way, you get right off the backbone of the riser, get a better feel and contact with the bow. They took all that out. They took all that extra work out for you. You don't have to heat anything up anymore with a heat gun, mess with any glue or anything like that, wrapping it up with tape. The grip itself really feels great. Kind of reminds me a lot of a Shroot grip or some of those maybe more custom grip companies that you'd have to order online and wait for it to come in. The bow's ready to go right off the bat, right out the box with the grip itself installed. Another thing I noticed was the XD camo that they came out with. Very Southwestern friendly camo. I think that's what Mathews was definitely going for, and I think they really knocked it out of the park. Everyone in the shop initially loved the camo. Haven't heard anything negative about it. I think it's going to work really well out here. Mathews is kind of been ahead of the game, I think, for a long time in the industry as far as trying to set themselves apart with their own pattern. From the Lost Camo they originally came out with several years ago to now, and it seems like the whole industry's finally starting to catch on to that. But initially, like I said, everything visually looks great. The bow itself shoots amazing, very quiet shot release, smooth draw cycle. The cams are not a very extreme Nautilus style cam, which you'll see on a lot of other speed bows or 2-cam bows. So there is a smooth draw cycle to it. And I think they kind of try to get that no cam sensation out of this setup as well. And I think they really just hit it right on the head. Other thoughts on the bow, really fast. We are going to shoot 3 different arrows through it for you guys. Of course, there's always the IBO ratings. Everyone gets discouraged. They come into the shop, or you go into your local pro shop, you shoot an arrow through their chronograph, and it's not the 345 or the 350 or the 370 that's advertised for from the manufacturer. When in reality, and most people know this now more and more every day, those setups, it's not any sort of false advertisement. It's just not a setup that most people are going to take out in the field and go hunting with. It's not practical. They're shooting a really light arrow. I think it's around 350 grains with a max out 70-pound bow and at the longest draw position on the cam. So we're going to take some measurements, show you guys the poundage of what this bow's doing maxed out, and then fire some arrows through the chronograph for you. Alright guys, back here with you again. Gonna fire some arrows through the chronograph for you, as I mentioned before. 3 different weighted arrows, 3 different type of arrows. But first and foremost, I want to give you guys all the dimensions and specs on the bow. We're gonna check poundage for you guys, let you know what the number is, and then also the bow itself came in at a 28-inch draw length, which is pretty standard for the most part. So I'm gonna go ahead and check poundage for you once and for all. Alright, and that came in at 73.7 as peak weight, and then 11.7 pounds of holding weight. So, hi guys, and like I mentioned before, shooting 3 different arrows for you. First one we're going to shoot is an FMJ by Easton, which is a 400 spine arrow. We're coming in at 428 grains of weight total. That's with a 100 grain fill point. Next arrow is going to be a Gold Tip XT Hunter 400 spine again. 374 on the weight, so significantly lighter from the FMJ. There again, this is going to be more of your average weighted arrow for most folks out there that don't want a super light arrow or a super heavy arrow. And then lastly, it's going to be a Easton Flatline 400 spine again at 342, so even lighter than the Gold Tip. This is a lightweight arrow specifically designed for that characteristic. All these arrows are all cut at 28 inches, all have a 100 grain tip weight, trying to keep everything consistent, fair, and even. So, alright guys, let's shoot some through the chronograph. All right, 297. Shoot it a couple more times, try to get an average. $296. Alright guys, next arrow up is going to be a Gold Tip XT Hunter. There again, 400 spine, just like the last one, 100 grain tip weight. This one's coming in at 374 on the overall weight though. Alright, 315. Definitely north of 300, which is awesome. $315. Alright guys, lastly, I'm going to shoot a flatline 400, 100 grain tip weight, 28-inch cut. See what this guy does through the chronograph. And there again, this arrow's coming in at 342. Alright, 328. Hunter in the Academy. Alright guys, one last thing I want to do for you is actually shoot the bow. Let's see what it sounds like, what it looks like, a string angle, etc. Luckily this bow, I'm about a 28-inch draw, so it fits me just about right. So I just want to take a few shots for you, and after that we'll kind of wrap it up on our final thoughts on the bow. And by all means, if you guys have any questions, want us to do something differently next time on the next video, please leave it in the comment section and we will definitely take care of that for you. Alright, let's blink some arrows. Alright guys, I kind of mentioned before that we had taken some shots through the bow already with some arrows when we first got the bow. Of course, we're always excited anytime we get a new bow in the shop from any manufacturer. Real excited about this bow, of course. The bow itself shoots great. That torsional stability, you can really feel it in the grip from how wide the limbs are, how beefed up the limb pockets are. So the shot release on it's great. Bow feels really, really hard to torque. Don't get me wrong, that's still something that you always want to be self-conscious of. But the shot itself, it's a quiet bow in my opinion. Very good speeds that you guys just saw, very realistic speeds. There again, 6-inch brace height, cross-centric cams, moduli so you could tweak it. Really, I would have no problem taking this bow out in the field or even taking it out to a 3D shoot and shooting it all day. The let off in the valley is right, it drops right in there for you on the draw cycle. As big as the cams look and maybe look a little intimidating at first, they don't feel as harsh as they may appear to be visually. Just a really, really smooth drawing bow, great shooting bow. Really excited about this bow. We already have a bunch on pre-order, so if you guys are all interested, please come down to the shop, pay us a visit. We'll get it ordered up for you or put you on the list, and as soon as one comes in, we'll give you a shout. There again guys, I'm Adam with Archery Headquarters out in Chandler, Arizona. Thank you again very much for tuning into this video. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or anything you'd like to see in the next video, because we're going to continue to do these, by all means, please let me know. Thank you.